For this video, I'm going to break down what each member of the 1.6 banners offers going forward. This will allow players to determine where they fall and what they should possibly do with their account. I will be mentioning synergies, what an account may look like that may want a specific character, and then I will be speculating on each unit's prowess in MOC through 11 and 12, Pure Fiction, Swarm, and Golden Gears, or just the simulated universe itself. I will not be directly mentioning every aspect of their kit. If I can, I will showcase them on the screen so you can have an audio-visual experience of knowledge. Dr. Ratio approved. If you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord. I'm very active there, so I can answer you pretty quickly. So let's just jump right on into it. We're going to start with the rerunning character in the first half of 1.6, namely Blade. Blade is a wind destruction unit who has excellent synergy with Bronya, Jingliu, Lynx, and Zerwolf. With the release of a free Lynx, thanks to Pure Fiction, Blade stonks definitely go up, as you can freely capture a Soul Sustainer for one of your teams. This immediately allows for the formation of a very solid team. Not the best, but very formidable. All you need is 2 supports slapped in there and you're off to conquer some content. If you're considering Blade, who should you have on your account that will immediately let him excel? We're going to talk about some conditionals here, so listen up. If you followed my previous advice and you have Silverwolf, Blade is an already pickup. But it gets much stronger if you already have Fu Zhuan and Bronya. For the 300 standard pulls, a majority of players should be choosing Bronya, so she will eventually be a staple everywhere. Bronya, at the very least, doubles Blade's damage output. She is his best partner in crime, and you will absolutely be committing it by pairing these two together and slaughtering everyone. There's some other notable synergies. If you plan to pull Ruan Mei, who I'll go into more detail later, then Blade is also a really good pickup. You see, Blade is a good filler DPS unit that can kind of just be tossed into any team. Chinese players enjoy putting their Blade on their Daniel teams because he's pretty much SP neutral and just pumps out consistent damage. Blade has a notable synergy with Jingliu, and that she takes life from him to power her attacks, and that increases his follow-up attack counter. This works excellently with Ruan Mei as well. Ruan Mei increases team damage more than a singular buff, such as Bronya, so pairing Jingliu and Blade with her is like a match made in heaven. Blade is an excellent pickup who I am considering pulling for on my main, but I will definitely be getting him on my ult. He just offers a little bit of everything. He has an extremely high health pool, he acts as a pseudo tank with destruction level aggro, and he does pretty good damage. The one thing I see Blade owners complain about most though is his seemingly low damage. Don't get me wrong, Blade deals excellent damage, but he isn't nearly on par with other characters like Jingliu or Daniel. That is fine though, because he does enough damage to get you through MOC, and with proper support he'll be doing just fine in these extended MOC stages. In Pure Fiction, I can see him doing extremely well. He has a lot of AoE damage in his kit, so I imagine he'll be busting down enemies left and right, just like destruction units are known for, not the erudition path, mind you. At this point, it is very well known that Blade can absolutely solo slaughter Swarm. He does not mess around. Since his kit has a little bit of everything, he can just benefit from so many different blessings which all come together as a much greater value than the sum of their individual parts. If you're struggling with Swarm, Blade is a great pickup. Extending from this idea, where Blade benefits from multiple blessings, I think he will perform extremely well in the new upcoming Simulated Universe expansion. The erudition blessings will likely work very well with him. Overall, Blade is an outstanding unit with a little bit of everything. He's a jack of all trades and a master of none, but better than a master of one. Especially when considering this game is like a team building game. Now on to my beloved Kafka. Kafka is a very special unit. She performs what I have dubbed the Kafka effect, and that she can effectively transmute other units into support style units. How does she do this? Well, with her notable synergies, which are all other dot units, any unit that applies a dot or some sort of break effect can be triggered by Kafka. Every turn Kafka has, she's triggering all dots on the enemy. When she ults, she does it again, but in full field AoE. This is absolutely bonkers. We haven't had a chance for her to really see her true potential yet, as not many dot units are in the game, but with 2.0 comes Black Swan, which we will get into in just a moment. To quickly elaborate on other notable synergies, we have units like Serval, Sampo, Luca, and or Gwenaifen. Notably, all these units are 4-star units, which bodes very well for players trying to build a Kafka team. Once you find a good solo sustainer, you're pretty much good to go, and let all your dot units melt the enemy. But what value does the Kafka effect provide? It's an excellent question. This actually allows you to spread your account even further than you may have previously thought. Now that Sampo and Gwenhyfen have a spot on a Kafka team, every other notable support that you have is now free for your other team or teams. Basically, Kafka generates support value where it may not have existed before. At the moment, Kafka isn't the most insane damage dealer. She's very strong, but she's still lacking very good teammates. If you plan to pull for Black Swan, Kafka is very likely a very necessary pickup, as the synergy between them should be outstanding. A power couple of mommies dealing with all of my enemies? Sign me up. I already have Kafka, and I like her a lot. She also has quite a bit going for her kit, so extra synergies can be found. Not quite as much as Blade, but she's still got a lot going on, which is pretty nice. She can be seen mostly in dot teams, but she's been known to float around as Kritka, as a solo carry crit unit, and this has become even more present with the introduction of Topaz. I don't really believe in this team though, and mostly see it as a gimmick, so I'll stop there for now, but just know it exists. In MOC, Kafka can definitely perform, but I see you're having a little bit of trouble in the new stages unless you're really built and ready for it. My Kafka team is a bit sluggish, but that's because I don't want to properly invest in her team yet, as I'm waiting for Black Swan, my mommy and savior. I just love her. I just wanna... Anyway, her performance isn't anything to write home about, but it will improve over time. Trust. As for Pure Fiction, I think she'll do incredibly well. From the few buffs we saw in Pure Fiction, dot units will definitely have a place, and Queen Daughter Kafka will definitely be amongst it. For Swarm, Nihility absolutely blows Swarm apart. All you need is 4 Sustainers and a Dream to waste a few hours, and you'll burn through Torturous difficulty pretty easily. Kafka makes this even stronger. 3 Sustainers and a Dream with Kafka is the way to go, and you'll destroy it all. Same goes for regular Simulated Universe. Kafka plus Nihility Path is a match made in heaven. So how will this translate to Golden Gears? I imagine the exact same way, honestly. Dots erode all things, given the time, so I imagine it'll go very well for them. I'm a huge dot gameplay enjoyer myself, so I'm hoping I can get some more converts to the True Genius Society. Kafka Sims. As a final mention, the 4 stars in this banner absolutely suck, so I'm super sorry, that's a GG, boys. Hopefully you can build pity and guaranteed elsewhere before you get her. Quick intermission. If you're enjoying this video, maybe leave a like and or subscribe. I put a lot of work into these videos, so I hope to have you around when I produce more. I'll be making better guides than everyone else on the upcoming new game mode, so look forward to that. And don't forget, if you have any burning questions, join my Discord so I can help you. Now for what you've been waiting for. Ruan Mei. Where do I even begin with this beautiful and elegant woman? Well, to say she is a highly anticipated character is an understatement. From what we've seen so far, she will absolutely promote and allow a new meta of teams to stand strong and compete with the hypercarry teams. As I previously mentioned, she's an excellent pickup with Blade, because he's just as a flexible DPS that you can just drop anywhere. But what does she really allow? Since her buffs are team-wide, you can really run multiple DPS on your team instead of multiple supports and a singular DPS. This kind of team flexibility is uncharted waters, but I imagine it will be the go-to staple for dealing with new content. What's crazy is that she really benefits all kinds of accounts with multiple DPS. If you're one of those players that forgoes supports and support Star Rail, I highly recommend you at least get her. The most notable synergy I want to talk about is the crossover between Jingliu, Blade, and Ruan Mei. Jingliu will siphon HP from Blade, making him charge up faster. They're both fairly SP neutral, where Jingliu just takes a little bit more SP, allowing Ruan Mei to get her skill off whenever she needs to, and Blade's large health pool feeds into Jingliu's HP threshold mechanic. This team will absolutely pump, and I'm incredibly excited to hopefully get it on my own. I'm not even sure if this team will need a solo sustainer, as Blade can self-regulate, and with the right light cone setups, so can Jingliu. Those two will be taking the brunt of the damage anyway. But I can see a world where 3 DPS on a single team plus Ruan Mei is a legitimately viable and strong team. Maybe there's a bit of RNG involved, but perhaps this can be cleared up with a new hybrid unit in the future. And when I say hybrid, I'm talking about a unit like Fu Zhuan or Huohuo. Basically, they have the sustaining part of their kit, which is their primary function, but also a harmony element to their kit, like energy regeneration, or just a flat 12% critical rate boost. In the future, maybe we'll get a destruction unit that does damage, but also gives AoE lifesteal, or perhaps a preservation tank that does a lot of damage, but also provides the same thing. The future is bright for team makers and theory crafters with Ruan Mei. She has been compared to the Kazuha of this game, and I can totally see that. Kazuha's reception was pretty lukewarm, and then suddenly everyone realized he's the most busted unit in the game. I imagine a similar thing may occur for those who are not believers in Ruan Mei. So, with all this said, Ruan Mei has synergy with DPS in general, which, duh, she's a harmony unit, but specifically multiple DPS units where extra emphasis can be put on the destruction units, because they just have everything, because destruction is the god king of whatever. I hate destruction. One crackpot theory I have, and I'm going to throw it in here, is some kind of perma-stun team involving her. When on the team, when an enemy is broken, she delays them an extra amount. I don't know if this is sustainable, but how about a hyperspeed team with Asta and Welt constantly breaking or slowing enemies and decreasing their turn count, while also just increasing their own speed? It's just a crackpot theory. I doubt it holds much water, but maybe. How would she perform in MOC? I imagine she will become a staple, as she is incredibly strong and that absolutely extends to all other game modes. Maybe she is less necessary in Swarm or Golden Gears, as there are more surefire strategies that may require less investment, but she will still perform everywhere. It might just require a little more work. I see her specifically shining in Pure Fiction with multiple AoE DPS characters, as you're effectively taking 2 enhanced turns per character. Somewhat similar to Bronya, if you really think about it. But rather than making a singular unit stronger, you now have the choice of allocating different damage ranges and different damage types as you see fit, making you much more adaptable to waves of enemies. Finally, to finish things off, Dr. Ratio. To cut expectations down quickly, however, just don't pull for him. Okay, we're getting this boy for free. Let's fucking go! Genshin would never. You guys are eating dirt and you love it. But seriously, his banner is atrocious and there's just no need to pull for him. You just go wide on your account. Don't get Eidolons. There's no need for that. Unless, of course, you're a whale. In which case, what the heck are you doing here, bro? As for notable synergies, Silverwolf and Topaz are highly regarded as potential teammates for the Doc Rat himself, as Silverwolf applies many instances of debuffs and Topaz increases follow-up attack damage, as well as her own debuff. He has many notable synergies with Lucas Lycone. Resolution shines as Pearls of Sweat, as extra dots can be placed on the target which will feed into his follow-up attack mechanic. His damage is pretty impressive, but unfortunately he is a hunt path unit. They're pretty disappointing in the meta, but hey, he's the best 5-star in the game for a reason, okay? And that's because he's free, and he's not the MC. Unlucky. As for his performance in MOC, I see it going well, but needing proper investment. Not many units can get a free pass like Jing Liu, she's just disgustingly broken. I don't see him particularly shining in Pure Fiction either. Single target units are pretty whatever, but he will likely get the job done. As for Swarm, I think there are better strategies out there to get through it rather than investing in a hypercarry team with Dr. Rat. You're better off with one of those than dealing with the fickle nature that is Swarm, especially if you're still underdeveloped and underleveled. Golden Gears could be a completely different story though. He's releasing with the new expansion to the simulated universe, so he may very well find himself in a great spot, similar to how Daniel and Fu Zhuan released with the Swarm. And well, we all know how much they are there, okay? I just don't know enough about the game mode to properly assess him yet, but again, with proper investment, all these small hurdles can be overcome. Enjoy him to the fullest. The first free 5-star character is just pretty good. I mean, he's great, you know? So for all you new players out there, you're given the green light. Have fun, guys. In conclusion, I'm rating Ruan Mei and Blade as pretty high value pickups, where Ruan Mei edges out Blade in terms of account strength and flexibility in the long term. She allows a completely new team composition to exist, and Blade is just a part of her. Unfortunately, support star real is just too real. Blade doesn't fall too far behind though, as he is so flexible and just like chill, you know? Have to fall substantially behind each of these, as we just aren't 100% sure on what Black Swan is all about yet. She very well may have a meta-defining team, but it's not a surefire future at the moment. Of course, Kafka is very flexible as well. I just see her having less value than Blade in the uncertain future, and her banner it's really bad. I don't even know what we were thinking here, boys. It's gross. I wish we had more information to go on to make that better assessment, but it is what it is. Last is Dr. Ratio, and that's only because he's free, boy. Let's go! I'm over the moon with this update. Everything in HSR is looking up, and I'm really happy to be a content creator for HSR. But that's about it for me. This is a surprisingly long one. I didn't even get to talk about everything I want to talk about, but we'll leave it here. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or join my Discord. I'm active there and can answer any questions you may have about team building. So, thanks for watching. See ya.